So I found out a lot of things that are good for them are also good for me. This is day 7 of raising me while raising them. It's 11 p.m. my time. I am hiding in my closet because my kids are asleep, and I didn't want the day to go by without me posting my reflection. So here we go. I give my kids detox baths, and Sunday is one of the days that we do detox baths. There are a lot of benefits to it. And anyway, as I was like getting it ready, I was on the phone with my best friend, and I was talking about how we had just run out of the like Indian bentonite clay that we have, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And so I'm explaining to her the detox bath that we do, and at the end I say, it's good for adults too. Like it'll be really good for you too. And I start telling her all these reasons why, and I'm like, I need to take my own advice because there are a lot of things that I do for my kids that I really pay attention to, right? Like their rest. How much rest are they getting? Their hydration, their nutrition as best as I can, especially because, my son doesn't eat a lot of solid foods. But I make sure he gets smoothies and things like that to get all of his nutrients as best as I can. I want them to have fun and try art and practice learning and making time for that. I try to make sure that they have fun. I make space for them, even though they are, you know, still very early in learning about emotions and emotional regulation. Like I let them have their feelings. I talk to them and like have conversation with them, even though like they're not saying full sentences and paragraphs and things like that. And so all of that is like good for them. And I'm like doing this detox bath, telling my best friend, and I'm like, yeah, the detox bath would be good for me too. The rest, so my mind is flooded with like, dang, there's all these things that I prioritize for my kids that I know are beneficial. Those very same things are beneficial for me. So I, I just need to prioritize taking care of myself too. And I'm not terrible at it. I don't want y'all to think I'm not taking care of myself at all. But because I'm so focused on taking care of them, making sure I'm like doing my absolute best at work, you know, helping with a lot of other things I'm interested in, I put myself on the back burner. And this whole like video diary series was a way for me to capture my reflections on what I'm learning during this time period that thrust me into like deep reflection about my behavior, my habits, patterns that have really like not only gotten me off track in my own life, but also like how is that impacting my parenting in ways that I'm not realizing. And so it's making me a lot more aware of things, and it's making me want to make shifts so that hopefully I can look back in a few months and definitely by the end of next year and say, man, when I started that video diary thing last year and was recording every day, here's where I was. Where I am is in, dealing with a deep amount of grief. Also, some other relationship things and work things, business, and just like a lot of reflection. Even some like physical things. Like I had this random hip pain that came from out of nowhere that I'm trying to heal, and that's all still like after freshly coming out of postpartum, which can last 2 years. Like I just technically got out of that, and towards the end of that period is when my grandma passed away, and so the depths of some of the like heavier feelings is there. And so this period of reflection is just causing me to see things for what they are. And the point of the reflection is not to beat myself up. It's to like have the self-awareness to see, here's what you've been doing. Here is how it's impacted you. Here's how it's impacting you as a parent. And you're still here. You've got time to make some changes. And again, not in striving for perfection, but progress and hopefully showing up for myself and showing up for them in ways that allow us to enjoy life and to not really have any regrets. So anyway, if you've been following along this long, thank you. I appreciate, all the encouragement and prayers. You all are amazing. Social media can really be a powerful place for good, for encouragement, for really building community, and all that stuff really matters to me. And so I'm being pretty vulnerable here in talking about feelings and emotions every day. And it's been healing for me to do, and I'm gonna keep going. I don't know if I will post every single day, but I at least wanted to make sure I got on here every day of this first 7 days to get it out. So anyway, started sort of rambling towards the end there, but this is really just about taking care of myself. And we talk about self-care in a way sometimes that makes it feel like it has to be this big grand thing, but stretching, moving your body in ways that work for you, nutrition, rest, spiritual practices, whatever those may be for you, prayer, journaling, meditation, getting outside, like fresh air, water, time with people that you love, and then space for you to be creative. And then reflection actually is like a really important part of self-care. I hope if you know that there's an area where you need to improve, that you find ways to just take a few minutes every day to start chipping away at it. So I'll be back at some point, probably tomorrow, but you never know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, that's that, y'all.